One small shift. Sometimes that's all it really requires to make a massive leap in your life. I was reading my Paulo Coelho book last night, and there was a line that jumped out at me, and it was this: they will never be really in love. And it gave me pause, because I thought, what if we switch? What if we shift? What if we invert two of those words so that they will never be really in love? Two, they will never really be in love. Now, the first addresses the extent to which those two people will love each other. But the second questions whether they will actually be in love with each other at all. And it can be a radical shift in your perspective if you start to place yourself in the scenarios that you're in, rather than thinking about other people all the time who you can't control. Well, what happens when you start to take charge of your own life? And I'm, as ever on a Friday, it's gusty today, but as ever on a Friday, I am walking back from therapy, and I am very open with my therapist. I enjoy revealing all of the significant things to him. And a few nights ago, I had a dream about my grandma, my mother's mum, who died actually in the late 90s, same year as Princess Diana and Mother Teresa. And I haven't thought about my grandma actually for a long time. But what was interesting, and it was a really vivid dream, what was really interesting was the following night, I had the exact, detail for detail, the exact same dream again. And it was obviously a dream about my grandma dying. And it took place outside the building that I lived in London. And my mum was in the dream, and the building had a raised ground floor, and then it had staircases that led down to the pavement, okay? I'm setting the scene for you. And my mum was helping my grandma down the steps, which are quite steep. And my grandma, even though in real life she didn't actually have a cane, a walking stick, in the dream she did. And in the dream, I was very upset because it was going to be the last time that I ever saw her. And I was crying in the dream. This is important. And my mum said to me, "Oh, your grandma is really happy that you found a nice boyfriend." So obviously it was addressing the split with my ex as well. It's a very, very profound, meaningful dream. And then my grandma said, "Oh, I always wanted you to find a nice boyfriend." And I jolted up like something out of Ally McBeal or Sex and the City. It was really dramatic. And my cheeks were wet with the tears that I had actually cried. And I kind of woke with a real start, you know. It was quite not alarming, but poignant, very moving. And I wiped the tears away from my face, and I actually felt really refreshed and relieved. And I described it in my therapy session today as releasing ghosts, of exorcising demons, you know, from my life. And I'm always glad for these experiences. I love the cathartic relief of a good cry. And particularly significant that I had the exact same dream 2 consecutive nights. It was something that really needed to come out, and I actually think that I had the dream again because I needed to have that emotional release of releasing tears to really set me free from a lot of things. And this is the point. We think that we have experiences and then they pass and then we move on with our lives. And really, it's not the case at all. And everything is buried, everything is at a different stage. So I keep switching around because it's really cold and I haven't got gloves, so I'm keeping my hand nice and warm because it's quite chilly today actually. When I was walking up on my way to Bakewell, when I got to the top of those hills over there, the heavens opened and it started hailing after having literally just been really nice, bright, sunny weather. You know, you never know. It's the Scouts motto, be prepared. But when we have these experiences, you know, a dream, even though very significant, 2 nights in a row, a dream, it's a momentary, short-lived thing, but it can provide fantastic wisdom, fantastic relief and release from the ghosts of our past. And the thing that I'm actually really enjoying at the moment is actually dealing with these things as they come, rather than feeling like I have to have every answer, that I have to have everything sorted all at once, immediately, if not sooner. Because in the past, I think I've been afraid to deal with one issue because there's been a mountain of other issues behind it, and I think, well, if I deal with that one, I'll have to deal with everything at once. And it's not true. Everything has its pace. Everything has its time and its place. Always remember that. It's not a race. It's not even a marathon or a sprint. It is a process, my friends. A very, very significant and meaningful and gradual process. Don't rush. Allow things to reveal, to release, to take their place in the ether. Because it is your life. I keep reminding myself, I'm speaking to myself when I say all these things. It's my life, it's my life, it's my life. How do I want to live it? How, you know, what do I want to do? How do I find joy? It's always have these things at the back of your mind and think, would my very best free-flowing, peaceful, joyful and abundant self behave in XYZ manner? Be conscious. And most importantly, my friends, give yourself a fucking break.